Good morning, and I'm very sorry that I wasn't able to make it in person. There was a medical emergency at home which needed attending to. I've spent the last 3 decades in the academic educational space, in the spaces of writing and literature broadly. I got my master's as well as my PhD from Central University, Hyderabad, and was a Fulbright scholar at the University of California, Santa Cruz. I worked briefly in the publishing and NGO sectors before joining IIT Madras's Department of HSS, Humanities and Social Sciences. I spent over 2 decades there until very recently. During this time, I helped design and set up a master's course in literature because at the time I joined IIT, humanities departments were actually considered like a service department to the engineering mainstream departments, and that sort of changed, and I think I was lucky to be part of that exciting moment in the institute's history. So I joined SAI very recently. I've only spent a month here, but I can say that this has been an incredibly energizing, fresh, democratic space, a space where conversations can happen, where there isn't hierarchy, and that I find so refreshing and lovely, really. In my other life, maybe it's a connected life actually, I happen to be also a poet, a fiction writer, and a translator. These are really other modes of intellectual engagement, of course, and I'm looking forward to teaching, sort of working with those strengths and to teaching creative writing and maybe courses like South Asian literatures to students across the board at SAI. Currently, in terms of what I'm working on, I'm working on poems based on the epic of the Mahabharata. And this is an epic that drew me, not just because of the richness of its stories, but also how generous and open it is to interpretative possibilities, the multitude of retellings in diverse forms, many of which are at odds with each other, all of which it welcomes and holds so effortlessly within itself, within the canon. So my poems are actually shaped around what remains unexamined or invisible within existing interpretations, and it draws inspiration from a range of sources, engaging, really taking advantage of the text's openness to engage with its emotional truths and probe it further. So my approach is really not theological so much as imaginative and poetic. So that's what I'm currently really engaged on, working on. There are 2 spaces which, give me great joy. The blank page on which I can write, and the classroom. Though the classroom with bright young minds like yourselves is not a blank page at all. In terms of my research interests, broadly it's in the areas of translation studies, creative writing, pedagogy, South Asian literatures, and so on. And one thing I know from just having spent this one month at the campus of SAI, but also prior to my coming on board at SAI, I have interacted with some of the faculty, with Professor Srilata, Professor Jamshed, and others. And I do know that the undergraduate courses, especially in the School of Arts and Sciences and other schools as well, are really designed to encourage critical thinking and creative expression, which will enable students like yourselves to go a really long way in life. I think these are great takeaways. Things I certainly didn't get as a student back in the 80s, pursuing a regular, typical college BA degree. I think these things will give you all an edge that others will simply not have. And I'm not just trying to do a hard sell with university. I really mean this. I think that in a way I envy all of you this opportunity, and I wish you all the very best. And I look forward to meeting you in the coming months, and to all the conversations and to all the learnings that I can get from you.